The hub is a space, but we're nothing without the people. My goal is to make sure that every person feels like they belong. If people come together, when they come together, that's when the magic happens. I do believe Miami needs to do that one big thing. We need to create something that is amazing, something that nobody else ever thought of. But that one big thing doesn't necessarily have to come from one person or one company. It could be a collective of companies and minds working on creating something amazing out of Miami.
Hello and welcome to Opportunity Miami, where we talk about imagining the future and investing in not only innovation, entrepreneurship, but also resiliency. Today I'm joined by the founder and CEO of The Hub, a place where it's just not about shared internet, shared desk, but more importantly, shared purpose. I'd like to welcome Noelle Jackson, and we're going to talk about how did she do it on purpose. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about The Hub, and you've worked in finance, business, construction. You've done a lot of different things. What about The Hub, and why was the reason you created it? What were you missing? What did you see or feel?
I can't start a conversation about the hub or about where I am without first mentioning that the only reason I'm here is the man above. So I say that first, but my background is accounting. During the crash, I got out of accounting. I had a laundromat. From the laundromat, I started a side business, which was a janitorial business. My janitorial business brought me to cleaning the building at the Omni. During COVID, when they had no staff and all of the government offices in that building, my company was the chosen company to do all disinfection cleanings, COVID cleanings, and maintenance of that building. Post-COVID is when I saw that they were moving things around. When I saw the vacant spaces, and I, being a small business myself my entire life, I realized that there was an opportunity to be able to have small business have a great space in a great location. So the conversation started with the owners and management, and after many, many no's, they gave me a yes. No, they gave me a maybe. Mm-hmm. And the maybe, I took it as a yes. And when I saw that vacant space, mm-hmm. I knew that how many small businesses can I fit in here? Mm-hmm. That they would be able to afford to be in the heart of Miami, in one of the most prime locations, and be able to thrive. Once we got these small businesses in, because I opened up for free, mm-hmm. so no one had to pay. I couldn't get people in there. I'm on the 5th floor. Nobody knew I was there. No signage, nothing. So we opened up the doors with the help of Ryan Ray. He is a social media genius, and he got it out there that we had this space, and we filled the place with small businesses and startups. But once the people came, then they told me what they wanted. Mm-hmm. They told me what they needed, and I was able to learn and grow. So that's the genesis of the hub.
So I often say that it's not just the shared desk, it's not just the shared internet, it's actually the shared purpose, and you described it very, very well. I also like to say at Opportunity Miami that we want to make sure we're convening and collaborating with a lot of great people, but it's also about proximity too, and there's mm-hmm. power in that. What else about the hub, when you describe it to people, talks about the proximity, the energy, and the collaboration that's happening on the 5th floor?
It happens on a daily basis. Right now we have over 100 founders, and resident founders, I should say. I have a company, Black Opal, and they're a high-end concierge company. And then I have another company, MCM Marketing, and then I have another company, FGA Podcast. And they're all working together. And I think I can say it, so they're doing the Lamborghini Heritage Collection. Anything from real estate to clothing to watches to alcohol. This is all involved in the Lamborghini Heritage Collection. So what that one contract has done, it has brought 3 of my founders together to be able to collaborate and elevate. And it happens over and over again. The space is comfortable. My goal is to make sure that every person feels like they belong. They walk through the doors and they know they have a place, a safe space where they can be themselves, they can create, and they can envision whatever it is that's in their heart and their mind. To be able to create without limitations, and to be able to have those conversations that elevate where you are to where you want to be. It doesn't happen online. I mean, it could.
Right.
But in person, that's when the magic happens. Our lounge area is sofas, and it's super eclectic, and people are sitting on the massage chair, or they're playing a video game, and someone else will come and sit down. They'll start a conversation, and all of a sudden they start working together because they bounce ideas off of each other. So that is the magic of being able to have a space that's open and welcoming.
It's really awesome, and you can see, because I've been there, all the different ideations. People give opinions, it's inviting, and you have people that are in the same realm you are. Great job on that. I hear you say often that you're a community in our communities. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
The hub is a space, but we're nothing without the people. One of the things that I've found in Miami that I would like to work on is making us less fragmented, less siloed, and if people come together, when they come together, like I said, that's when the magic happens. But I'm not talking about just, say, med tech, biotech, or fintech, and these are all different verticals. Tech is tech, and tech touches everything. But you also have your hairdressers and beauty salons. You have your wellness verticals. You have just all these different communities that they're operating siloed. I had a young gentleman that came in and he said that he wanted to work in impact. And he goes, yeah, but there are no other agencies doing impact work. And I'm like, that's not true. You know how many other communities and companies are doing impact? So it was a matter of connecting him with everybody else. And it's the same thing. I have somebody who comes in and they're working on biotech. So you're not the only one working on biotech. Let's find other people that are working in biotech so that you can understand what everybody else is creating. So maybe what you were creating is similar to what they're doing, but maybe together you can do something even better and bigger. I do believe Miami needs to do that one big thing. We need to create something that is amazing, something that nobody else ever thought of. We're already on the map for being a beautiful city and the beaches and a tourist destination. But I still think that we're missing that one big thing. But that one big thing doesn't necessarily have to come from one person or one company. It could be a collective of companies and minds working on creating something amazing out of Miami. Now, what that is and what vertical it comes from, I'm not sure. Community of communities is every community has a home at the hub. The more that they have a home base, because a lot of them are still virtual or they're moving around, but if they had a home base, it would give them, they would be more grounded. They could build more, they could get more members, they could elevate where they are to where they need to be. It's not just about the silo, but it is about the collective coming together.
Are there some founders or small businesses that are doing great things that remind you of, this is exactly why I put this together. This is exactly why I went in there and they got a maybe and they kept the door open and we're on the 5th floor doing great things?
it's easy enough for me to talk about the founders that are doing great things like Black Opal, MCM, and FGA. However, there are some founders that they came in with an idea. That was it. And I've seen them grow. I've seen them mature. I've seen them become, because they're young. I have a young man, his name is Ronar. He started in photos, podcasting, communications. And now he's running his own studio. And what I've seen from him, the growth from when he started scrappy to now he's coming in suits and making deals with different sporting agencies, etc. The growth I've seen is amazing. So I also have my Taral, who has Team AI, and he's so brilliant, created an app to, I think if for me to say it, it's like Grammarly for OpenAI. So it improves any prompting that you could do. It gives you all the research, it gives you everything that you need, and you can use it across all the different platforms. I don't just look at the ones that are the stars, but I look at the ones that have all the potential. And then to be able to help them grow, to mature, to learn. And that is all through the collaboration with the other founders, but also through the educational programming that we offer at the Hub.
Another example I wanted to make sure we talk about is the fact that you do a lot with the entrepreneurs and the innovators in your space. How can corporate sponsors, corporate partners, funders also run alongside you and help the Hub?
Miami needs to have successes, right? We need to have those wins. And I want the investors to know that when you come to Miami and you come to an event or we're going to pitch to you, we're pitching something that, not that maybe you haven't seen before, but we have thought this through. We have revenue. We have a great business plan, and we can scale. And therefore, it is worth that investment.
And you started the conversation saying that your idea was to build something bigger than yourself.
It is.
So at the end of the day, and this is my last question, when people talk about the Hub years from now, what do you want the legacy of that to be?
That they were able to build their company, that they were able to employ, whether it's 1, 10, 1,000 employees, that they were able to provide for their families, and they were able to grow. Not just themselves, not just for their employees, but for their kids and their kids' kids. It is legacy building. This is much bigger than me. I'm living in my purpose, but my purpose is for other people. So when we help one company, and if that's the only thing that, but it's more than that, that comes out of the Hub, we are helping that family, that founder, his employees, and their families. And this is something that can go on forever. This has to be the ground zero of where it started.